Hey guys, it's Miss Jamie. I'm back with chapter 13 of Hello Neighbor, Missing Pieces. We are really coming to the end of this story. I know that this is a series and there's several of these books, so please leave a comment if you want me to read, say, the second book of this series. If you want me to read a different book that you have a request of. Otherwise, I will choose the second book for our book club, just like I chose this one, and I hope you guys enjoy it just as much. But please leave a comment if you have a preference. Alright, without further ado, here is chapter 13. Chapter 13. After a week at home with no TV, no games, no dessert, and no outside contact, I've grown feral. I bet you guys out there are relating to that in quarantine. Huh. Alright, back to the story. I keep my shades shut in my room, and on the rare occasion I venture out for meals, the light hurts my eyes. I've showered twice. I've left the protest state of punishment and just given up on basically everything, which I think is what finally wears Dad down. He has to get some work done this evening, and watching me sulk around the house is making him edgy. Still, I almost fight him on it because there's pretty much nothing more embarrassing than when your parents try to make friends for you. Except when your dad calls it a play date. Dad, answer me seriously. Do you know how old I am? I didn't mean an actual play date. Dad's hovering over an early proof of tomorrow's newspaper, a red pencil behind his ear and another in his shirt pocket. Because I've got this case of the sniffles that I can't kick, and you know how grumpy I am after I nap. Okay, Narf. You're a crusty old sage, a bona fide adult with bona fide adult interests. You don't play with friends. This new thought tugs him away from his proof. What the heck do humans your age do? His eyes scan me for answers, none of them the right ones. Even Dad knows that, and he looks torn between quizzing me further and meeting his deadline. Just do me a favor, he says. Go hang out with Miguel's kid. If you don't like him, I owe you a Twinkie. A Twinkie? Dad means business. He's pondering the big, important stuff. Which is why I up the ante. 2 Twinkies, I say, and Dad lifts his eyebrow. That's right, cowboy. Now Dad knows that I'm pondering big life stuff too, the kind that has me debating on how much I'm willing to do to make friends in this place. You've got a deal, Dad says. The Espositos live 3 blocks away in the newer part of town, and I fight back the usual pangs of envy I get when I look at the neatly trimmed hedges and colorful flower beds and fresh paint jobs. The Espositos probably own their own home. They can probably paint it any color they want or put as many holes in the walls as they need to. They could mount a basketball hoop or dig an in-ground pool in the backyard. I wonder if it's too late to hate Enzo. He was cool at the square, but maybe his dad was counting on him to take pity on me. Then he opens the door. Cool hat, he says, and he ruins everything because he's nice again. Enzo pushes the door open and leads me through the living room to the kitchen. The house is big and new, but it doesn't have the fancy furniture and white carpets I was expecting. The sofa looks old and worn with its cracked leather, and the floors are covered in a warm, rose-colored tile that makes our voices echo when we talk. Enzo tears open a bag of chips that we eat by the fistful. My dad says that your dad made him laugh so hard once that he puked, he says. I believe him. My dad makes everyone laugh like that. My dad said that your dad went to school on a full ride, I say with my mouth full. Academic. He's going to be pretty disappointed when he figures out I'm not as smart as he is. He laughs first, so I feel like I can too. Enzo's that breed of nerd who can laugh at himself and skim by on mediocre grades. Something undefinable keeps him protected from embarrassment. I think it's a total lack of self-awareness. Enzo also has more video games than I've ever even heard of. We sink into 2 beanbag chairs, boot up a tag team brawling game, and trade insults the way you can when you're a pro basketball player, or a dragon slayer, or a half-human, half-bird ninja warrior, because insults don't really matter anyways. By the time we look up from the screen, I'm blinking from the light of the TV and burping nacho cheese. I don't think I'm going to be able to bend my thumbs tomorrow, I say when my character is KO'd. I lean back and rub my eyes. So, who else have you met yet? He asks. I mean, it's practically impossible to meet anyone when school's out. Yeah, I agree. Pretty much just you and Aaron. Enzo keeps button mashing and staring at the screen. He hasn't died yet. His warrior lizard is still throttling some catman. He says, and at first I think it's a distracted but then his lizard warrior dies and he keeps staring at the screen without restarting the game. And now I think his had something to do with Aaron. You don't like him, do you? I ask, feeling weird bringing it up, but the thing is, I've made a whopping 2 friends in Raven Brooks, and it would be great if they didn't hate each other. And if Enzo really does have something against Aaron not being rich, then screw him and his impressive collection of video games, which is illustrated right here. You can tell from the style of video games that this book doesn't take place in current times. These are what video games looked like when I was a little kid. Enzo looks uncomfortable, and I take that as a good sign because if he is a shallow jerk, at least he feels bad about it. He sets his remote control down but keeps staring at the game's title track with the sound on mute. My little sister, Maritza, she's the same age as Maya, Enzo says. I didn't even know Enzo had a sister. She used to hang out a bunch with Maya and Lucy. He looks cautiously at me. You know, the girl who... I nod, thinking back to the grainy newspaper photo of the Golden Apple Young Inventors Club. The third girl in the picture. The caption called her Maritza. So, since I had to watch my sister and Aaron had to watch his sister, we used to hang out a lot together too. Okay, I say, bracing for whatever bomb Enzo seems reluctant to drop. So far, the only weird part of the story is the fact that Enzo's sister was the other girl in the picture, and she and Maya used to play with a girl who isn't alive anymore. We used to mess around at the construction site for the park. We were there all the time, and all the girls did was ask questions about how the rides worked. They were there so much, Aaron's dad even made up this Young Inventors Club for them. I thought it was pretty cool, but Aaron... I can feel the bomb dropping. It's like the air is getting heavier. I don't know, Enzo says. It's like Aaron didn't want them to be a part of the park or around his dad at all. But it wasn't like he was jealous of us being with his dad. I just don't think he liked his dad very much, Enzo says. But I can tell that's not quite what he means to say. Like he's afraid of him? I ask, and it feels like a betrayal even wondering about what Aaron feels when he's not there to tell me if I'm full of it. Enzo's eyes widen though, so I know I've hit on something. After Lucy, he says, then he trails off. He takes a drink of soda absently before continuing on. It just got weirder. I'd bring Maritza over to their house, but it was like Maya and Aaron didn't really want us around. This is a turn I wasn't expecting. If Enzo was icing Aaron out because he didn't have money, but why would Enzo be the one blowing... This is a turn I wasn't expecting. If Enzo was icing Aaron out because he didn't have money, why would Aaron be the one blowing Enzo off? It was what Mr. Peterson said to Maritza, though. That's what creeped me out the most. My guts churn because I think I'm starting to understand. I swallow, but my throat still feels dry. We were all in the kitchen, but he stopped her in the hallway. She didn't tell me until after we got home. After that, we didn't hang out with Maya or Aaron anymore. I ask, even though I don't really want to know. What did he say to her? Enzo looked straight at me for the first time that afternoon. He said, "Did you see Lucy fly? She looked just like an angel." It's like all the sound has left the room, and the only thing I can hear is the fan blowing and Enzo's tired game box. The lizard warrior cycles through his fight sequence over and over on the screen, but all the fight has left me. I'm not sure who to defend anymore. Aaron? Enzo? Maya? What does make a person bad then? Being happy when bad things happen? One thing I know though, it's getting harder and harder to defend Mr. Peterson. At the least, he's just incapable of saying the right thing at the right time. At the worst, there's something really wrong in the Peterson house. Whew, that was a really short chapter 13, but that was really creepy. Mr. Peterson said to Enzo's little sister, who was best friends with a girl who died, he asked her if the girl who died looked like an angel when she was flying through the air to her death. That's so weird and gross. Like, ugh. This book is almost over, so like I don't know how this is gonna resolve itself. I might just read the second one if this book doesn't have the resolution that I want, but I kind of wanted to go in a different direction with the book club and do like a less scary book. So let me know what you guys want. Chapter 14 is coming up soon, so don't miss that one. Alright guys, have a good day.